Hey, yo, welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. If it's not your first time here at my YouTube channel, uh, basically it's taken me until now, which is June the 8th of 2021, to kind of, I think, ultimately finish my deliberation on what the purpose of this YouTube channel is going to be. Just because I think dealing with entering the YouTube game at this stage, there's a lot to take on board. There's a lot of amazing channels. There's so much amazing content on YouTube that it's taken me kind of years of, I guess, going back and forth between different kinds of content creation and different like platforms and considerations, and also just, I guess, personal circumstances to arrive at what I want this channel to be about. So ultimately, what I think works for me, because of a bunch of things that I'm doing outside of this immediate effort here on YouTube, is just to do a daily overview of where I see things situated technically and technologically, via cryptocurrency markets, via tech sector development, via all of the things that surround tech sector markets, in a very, very liberal, very kind of open way. So I consider myself to be fairly attentive to a lot of good content online, and I have a pretty diverse range of stuff. So after doing that, I think I'll probably throw in a little bit of gameplay, just because I think tech sector markets and entertainment and game development and gameplay are all linked. It's in my opinion kind of ridiculous to look at all of these things without actually delving deeply into the implementation. So yeah, that's what I want to do as I guess a quick example of what an episode of this YouTube, what a daily or semi-daily installment of this YouTube channel would be. Is like looking at the yesterday's WWDC from Apple. I thought it was interesting how they approached a lot of the different aspects of development culture, programming culture. It is the opening, in my opinion, was a little cheeseball, and I just, the one thing that I reflected upon in viewing the kind of corny cheeseball like rap that they had here at the beginning of the Apple WWDC 2021 was just Steve Jobs. I mean, as soon as Apple starts to get very like smiley, kind of like corny cheeseball, I often think about Steve Jobs and how he would reflect upon all of this given his circumstance and given his political views and personal kind of opinion of culture and counterculture. Because like Apple was founded in the most countercultural kind of way, and modern Apple is without question mainstream as it gets. So it's that contrast between, I guess, the conception of Apple in that counterculture state, that individualist thing, and then trying to carry over that sense of individual, like a certain philosophical way of thinking, into the ultimate mainstream capitalist modern American technocratic world. It's an interesting thing. But I couldn't help but reflect upon what Steve Jobs would think of all of this kind of corny stuff like that. You know, I'm guilty of that myself as well. Like, sometimes I get corny cheeseball, where I just wanted to get the Broadway. Where's the Broadway? There was one scene.
Has to be action at this point, or like some sort of drama. She goes to work and discovers something catastrophic.
Yeah, here
Someone
it is.
says,
We have a bug.
This is very rich.
so she comes in and pounds on the keyboard. And the
I guess so. In addition, you know, like I pay a lot of attention to the Lex Friedman YouTube channel on AGI. I think it's philosophically very interesting. Both this and the Harvard Graduate School of Design, I'd say, are the two most academically affiliated YouTube channels that I have interest in. In comparing a lot of the content that I see on the Lex Friedman MIT affiliated YouTube channel and the offshoots like the clips of it and the Harvard Graduate School of Design to other academic YouTube channels, I definitely think that they're the two ones that I enjoy and recommend that people check out. I'm also definitely into like Bloomberg technology. So there's a bunch of different news sources, tech sector sources, information sources that are going to feed in to things here. But in looking over crypto markets in general and on a daily kind of daily routine, yeah, there's a lot of different things that I'll get into and mention. And yeah, I hope to keep it as frequent as possible. I'm just kind of doing this as like an intro video, and then like a little bit of gameplay and a little bit of talk about the developments of the actual products, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you can have a lot of technical knowledge, but if you don't have firsthand experience of the ultimate purpose of the development, that's what I think, you know, a lot of developers should do, is that they should have a more renaissance knowledge of the market by having some experience with the product and implementation in terms of like actually providing entertainment. Or like, it just seems to me so amazing what certain development companies, like what Respawn is able to achieve with Apex Legends, in my opinion, is pretty darn impressive. If you think of all that's involved in being able to bring this product for free to market, it's pretty respectable. So I just think it's underappreciated. I think Respawn Entertainment and companies like it are definitely underappreciated developers, whereas a lot of the development that's going on in crypto and the quote unquote serious side of market development, I think ultimately, like, I mean, OpenAI is a good example. Here, this is the definitive Elon Musk's OpenAI. When I look at what OpenAI is supposed to be a serious AGI artificial intelligence development company, but when you look at it, like the language processing, it's like, I don't know, man. Siri, in my opinion, Siri is pretty comparable to whatever OpenAI is doing. So if you're doing language processing, I just think it, you know, to warrant the actual serious AI development ticket, it better snap, crackle, and pop, man. But like as of right now, learning how to code in Python or C++ in order to be able to ask something that I could just ask to Siri in a very overt and inconvenient way seems kind of ridiculous and redundant. Anyways, that's going to be my intro video for this for first-time visitors to this channel. And I hope you guys will never hesitate to give me a shout. I definitely always like hearing from people here, and can connect other places. So let me know. Peep all the links and info below. Much love.